sea for a getaway. Car top down and we're driving just to feel young. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? Sand in your feet, feel the breeze in the summertime. Stars in the sky, one dime for a first time. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? We'll drink honey by the ocean, it's our favorite potion. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. And we moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. Get off your seat, clap your hands to the beat. Grab your champagne glass tonight. We toast to freedom in the Caribbean, yeah. In the Caribbean, yeah. Dan, 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 smoke, smoke, smoke. Fire it up, let our lanterns paint the night sky red. Paint the night sky red, yeah, yeah. We'll drink honey by the ocean, it's our favorite potion. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our days will never end, yeah. No, our days will never end, yeah. No. Come on baby, let me tell you one time that our fire got a love it till you never break apart. And we're moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time, so we gonna do this tonight.
But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never run off.
We hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts, stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun, out in the sun, open when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song, dance all night long till the lights come on.
Late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be. and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. And how careless we could be. Late nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious.
We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled.
It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. How careless we could be.
It's too late now, I remember you and me. And how careless we could be.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off as friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled.
It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone.
break down. Always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side, and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate, and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shape me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan.
It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside.
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny, I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me, you ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know, better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes, call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough.
and Viking played it as well. So it was like out of the 5 games, 3 games had Shadow Fiend. So like a little mini meta kind of appearing between these two teams.
What I want to know is, it seems like the offlane now, it seems anyone that's got a Vanguard, right? It seems to be like the meta of the Vanguard and the offlane. So what's going to be the offlane heroes that are going to be picked up here? Because they already banned out the centaur. Although I thought that, what was it, yesterday, that they had a witch doctor that was up against the centaur and just absolutely ruined his life with a jug, you know, had the maledict on them and just the spin.
Yeah, that was disgusting for sure.
It made me happy. I've seen too many successful centaurs. I've had enough of his nonsense. But, you know, with the tide being out too, like what's...
So that's the thing as well. Like you mentioned, that Viking obviously ban out the centaur themselves.
The Mars obviously is one of Chessie's favorites there as well.
Other hero that has been played between these teams have been Axe. That's another option.
And Darkseer.
Yep.
And Mars is Mars still? Yep. Oh, no, Mars is first place banned.
Yeah, that's a Chessie.
But those are the only. That's the only one. The Darkseer and the Axe.
Yep. So for Chicken Fighters, this Nyx opens up for pretty much any offlane to be played, because if you want to go for a ranged hero, the Nyx can secure that lane. But realistically, like you mentioned, the meta dictates that you want to have a bit more frontline and tankiness there. So the Axe and the Mars are kind of rise up there, especially if you want to maybe take away the Mars from that Snapfire Mars combo from Viking.
I think it's just like the Nyx Assassin is just so good against the Snapfire, right? Because you know, you see her just positioned very far off on the side of the map, throwing out those Mortimer kisses, and you just instantly spike Carapace and ruin her entire day. So
yeah, Chicken Fighters, they need to ensure that they have pace in their drafts, because when you're opening up with a first phase Invoker, especially with a Nyx, they go for the Doctor, mitigating some of these offlaners. Like they need to be able to find kills, and I love the fact they go for this Doctor, because now they remove the potential tankiness of certain offlaners, but then now they can get these two supports together in the same lane, stun, and then Sunstrike, you got to find kills. What a beautiful clockwork.
I heard a clocky boy, yeah.
Woo! We don't see this hero that much. I think I've seen it once in an SA game, a couple times in SEA, and not really that much.
Field clockwork, he just got a jetpack.
There we go. We
flew on out of the base.
Will we see a jetpack in this game? Probably not. I hope not.
I hope so. Guys, come on. You're snoozing on the jetpack, man. That is a fun item. You know, when you dive into the enemy base,
we needed to win a game
and you need to fly.
Talk about the memes, you know?
If it's fun, that is good.
They did, though.
They did?
They won.
In Europe,
oh, yeah, and SA.
We're a different region.
Vispa's just won against Thunder Predator, man.
Worst region in the world. Confirmed by the major.
Yep. That's how it goes.
They're there,
EU great online.
They're there.
Jokes online.
Don't be cry.
I do cry.
All right, so we need an offlaner reveal. There's going to be more offlaners banned, so
I mean the Axe seems like the strongest one. Like that's kind of left in the pool, but it's difficult with what they have going on here.
Yeah, into Clock, it doesn't feel that great.
Yeah.
I think more of an independent offlane that can tank up and play into what they have would be better. Maybe like Darkseer sounds kind of cool, but when Viking have an instant responsive carry and they just go for some morphling something, I like this a lot more. Keep it more kind of kill hungry. It forces Kezu to think of an offlaner that can actually play into this lane.
An Axe cannot?
No, he's just gonna get run down.
Darkseer cannot?
No, again, no, because of the spin. It's one of those weird positions where the meta dictates you have to go for the tankier guy to frontline, but in this scenario, ranged offlaners just have high prominence because you can play disconnected, like a Furion, for example. I thought would be amazing for Viking. Okay, they go for a PA.
Hero that has been popular on the offlane, Elder Titan.
That's true, but I mean, at least he's got the stomp, right? But again, a Jug doesn't care about that. A Jug's just gonna keep on spinning.
Yeah,
but he can get punched.
He can get punched. That is a good point, but I think you're lacking initiation. Well, no, I guess not, right? Because you've got Nyx Assassin, you've got the Invoker for initiation.
Yeah. Now even more of the big offlane is being banned, so what is left for Chessie? That is the real question.
Slardar can still be played offlane as one of the tanky boys. I mean, that's like Slardar, Darkseer, Axe were the only 3 left. Now Axe is already banned. I can only imagine those being also banned.
I honestly wouldn't mind. So they can't really go for any of the heroes that lean on more physical presence because of the PA. And they can't rely on just sitting on their target because they're playing with Sapphire Cookie, and then Clockwork has that disengage to assist. I would love maybe a Pangolier or
well, LC just got banned.
Yeah, or even like a Magnus, because then you have the BKB piercing stun to prevent the Shadow Fiend Requiem at certain points of the game.
Yeah. I like that.
So yeah, it's pretty much 2 angles. It's either teamfight presence or just some type of BKB piercing spell to mitigate this first phase Shadow Fiend. Because with the 4 picks they have so far, Juggernaut, of course, will be happy here. He can spin away. He's a good lad.
Yeah.
But everyone else is going to fall victim to that Shadow Fiend.
Yeah, I like the mag on the side of Viking. You got the PA mag. That's always nice.
Yeah, a little bit of a steroid is always really nice for the PA to really kind of pop off and get going.
Is there any weird unconventional hero? I mean, we talk about Brood quite a bit, not on camera per se, but do either Chessie or Kezu play Brood?
So
would
Kezu,
it fit?
This morning he was streaming and he said he was angry at the amount of broods in his pubs.
Okay.
So
And
like
what you hate, Kezu.
Yes, I think he has a modicum of respect and will not lean towards it.
Oh. Okay.
So for Kezu right now, it's going to be probably like a Razor, maybe could be the quirky
That's
option.
true.
I
I
think
think we do a lot of that.
all the Vanguard lads.
Razor's
are out now.
banned.
Where?
He's the back third.
Sorry,
yeah.
mate. Yeah, I didn't see that.
No.
Cheers. Just blends in with the blue hue.
Yeah. We see some Sand Kings here and there. Also one that's still in, gives some team fight, has got the stun. There's a lot of time taken here by the teams as well because they know that there is a very limited pool left available for these offlaners. 2 more bans to come.
I mean, like every single hero that
Nigma
Kezu's
ban?
played, it has been banned so far. Like the only options he has realistically from the pool he's played within the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They don't feel good into Witch Doctor Juggernaut, and that's why this combination does look so good. If you can cover yourself with the carry matchups.
So we have the Enigma band out, and that means Darkseer is still in the pool. Night Stalker, last band coming out from Chicken Fighters. And the Omni Knight. Okay.
That's a hero.
Okay. So I had a little game of Omni Knight the other day, and his shot, it feels good. There was many months ago, Brian, BSJ, there was a clip of him running around bonking people on the head.
Yeah.
Basically just applies like a purification to your right click every 4 seconds, giving you a bit of heal, apply damage is based off your base damage. It's pretty good. We also saw Ramsey's play it for Na'Vi. Of course, he didn't really go for the shard, did more tankiness, but yeah, I like the idea of it, the essence of being able to survive the offlane, and it's such a clumping. The amount of minus armor you have now with the Shadow Fiend, the PA, the survivability, but then an instant doom. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of prefer Chicken Fighters draft because it just looks nicer on paper. They have the whole setup for Sunstrikes. They've got this Doom, just remove Shadow Fiend from the game. And then I enjoy the creativity of Vikings draft, something that I often don't see from Vikings draft, where they're a little bit more aligned to the big meta heroes. But yeah, I'm going to go with fun game. That's my prediction.
Wow.
What?
Cop out.
I mean...
Coward.
Coward.
Come on.
Go on.
Throw it down.
Bit mean.
Throw it down.
You throw it down first then.
All right, yeah, I'm going to go Viking. I like it.
Oh, picking the favorites. Yeah. Original.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't seen Omni Knight very often, and I would like to see him succeed.
Yeah.
I also think that Aramis is going to be able to go and separate these team fights really nicely, and it's going to create a lot of chaos, and I think that's going to go very well for them. And also, it's been a while since I've seen Shadow Fiend. Last time I've seen Shadow Fiend was, I think Whisper's been playing it off lane in his pubs. So, I was kind of hoping it was going to be an off-lane Shadow Fiend, but, let's not get too wild here, guys.
So you want to make a good case then for Chicken Fighters, T? Or you don't think they have a good enough draft to do it?
I think they do. I think the Doom's gonna have a pretty chill. He has so much armor, so he's gonna play into a PA pretty well, and their team timing is gonna be so good. I fear that Chicken Fighters are gonna be absorbed into the idea of must stop Shadow Fiend using his Requiem, and then suddenly the PA and Omni Knight get to play this kind of double up, kill everyone strat to enable each other. So I do favor Viking, but I prefer the simplicity of Chicken Fighters draft, and this is a draft that they should be able to execute with. And if they can't win this game, I don't see them taking the series. So,
but what's your answer? That was a lot of fancy, walk around lawyer speak here.
Yeah, no, that's the speak.
He's just covering his bases.
All right,
it's fine.
I'm just flopping, bippity bopping around.
How's that fence? You and Kyle enjoying that fence over there?
What do you want me to say? I don't know. Okay, fine. Chicken fight. Viking will win.
Wow. Okay, well, hopefully we have a little bit better reasoning coming out from our commentary team. We got OD Pixel and Fog for you for the game.
Thank you very much, panel. As we get ready for this series, Fogged, what do you make of this? We're getting SF coming up very early in the draft, second pick. Do you think they've dealt with it enough? I mean, we're not seeing a lot of teams confident enough to bring out the SF, especially in the mid lane. But boom, he says, "Give me the SF." Comes out second pick. Is he gonna have a good game?
It's always been a classic like in lane. It's actually just a strong matchup throughout like the whole game. You're a hero that likes to rush BKB relatively early on. I actually was hoping, because we saw Clockwork pick, I thought we'd get the cogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Well, they're not doing it. I mean, what? Come on, why wouldn't you do it?
He insta-skilled raises. I was like, oh man, come on, boom.
Like, it's still what they never took that out of the game, did they? Still works.
No, it's still there. You get less though, right? Because now it's only 1 damage per soul rather than 2, like in the past. You have to like sit there a lot longer. You have to get all 11 for it to be value. Like, it's whatever. People just end up skilling.
The battle begins. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Your death approaches!
I'm known for my graveside manner.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Mark these words. They're the last you will hear.
Nicely. Off the creep, but wasn't the case. ended up bouncing down and away from Shad, and Shad, yeah, able to put that blur, get out. It was a good attempt though from Jiba.
I gotta be honest with you. This looks like a pub right now. The way things are going up in these side lanes. Like, Jippy just went for a solo kill on Shad. Chessie's jungling on Doom. Like, what is going on right now? Oh, Celery sitting mid though, level 6, he's spotted. They do have vision of him. And Nyx Assassin versus Snapfire is always going to be value, as he will get the catch initially, and they do have follow-up.
There we have it. Supreme is in, and they've got the damage easily here with the 3 of them.
Nice D-ward. That looked like a team. There we go. We got a team play there coming in.
Yeah, Jesse even joining in as well. I think he stepped up and took a CS.
And they're smoking. So they're making a play down bottom. Chessie is 6, so he's got Doom available for Shad. They can catch this pretty easily. Aramis, he's going to try to catch this gank here.
Myra's cancelled out there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Aramis backing right off. So is he going to catch Era? But Aramis. Okay, Shad's going to come in. They've got the kisses coming through as well, so Era will get taken down. Aramis will tick out to the Maledict. Get the 1-for-1. Shad able to jump away in time.
Shad will be all right.
Yeah, I'd love to take the walk back to base. Still sitting in a very nice place when it comes to net worth. You know, good money on the PA. Mid lane. Boom. Still having that lead against Supreme. He's getting the levels in the farm over him. 2 levels ahead of the Invoker.
And he's going to get his bottle refilled. And he's, rush BKB fully. I still really like it. Heavenly Grace, BKB, Shadow Fiend running up versus this lineup. There's very little physical damage. Sure, Death Ward, Juggernaut, the physical damage can be annoying. But there's going to be this Omni Knight. So there's going to be Guardian Angel in a lot of fights, which will be really good, actually, for this team of Viking. The minus armor later is going to start being pretty crazy, too. With presence of the Dark Lord, with PA, with Orb of Corrosion, everything. That's definitely going to be something that will really hurt chicken fighters because they're quite fragile on most of their heroes. Just the Doom is that tanky one, and Chessie, with that bit of a rough start, doesn't look as tanky as normal.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Charlie, switching up the build. Okay, I like that. I saw you had Battle Fury queued. I don't know if this is going to be a Battle Fury game. I feel like Viking is going to... I think tempo is going to get kicked up really fast from Viking once they get like timings on Shadow Fiend BKB. I want to say Shad's just going to go Deso too. So yeah, all that minus armor is going to kick off. It's going to be fights around Roche. So I think Charlie should just do like that Yasha Maelstrom build, the fighting build.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to do him a lot better with the amount of action that Viking's going to be looking to bring.
Yep.
They're going to look to defend this top tower.
Kisses up in 4 seconds.
And he's in. Aramis setting things up straight away on to Jibe. As Jibe dead and gone. You see Charlie trying to get the connection onto Celery, but now starting to back away as they know the Viking are bringing in the numbers. Era's got to run. Going to get cookied.
Nice stun.
Carapace will hold back Aramis, but they're going to continue to chase him down. Zera, can he deny to neutral? No, he's going to just try and keep them running for it as long as possible.
He's got Carapace and Raindrop again.
I mean, if he can juke them here.
Okay.
Oh.
Era?
Oh.
I took him a while.
It did. Took him a long time.
But they didn't get anything out of it on the sides of the map. Supreme actually got some nice farm, though. I like the build that he went for. Witchblade is kind of just always now the build, but also his skill build. Only puts the 4 into Wex and then starts switching to Exor. I like that he does the adaptation. I think he sees that BKB Shadow Fiend going to be coming up, so we'll be able to add some nice physical damage. Alacrity 2 for Jug, and just himself right-clicking. Witchblade versus PA, that true strike that you do get from it is nice. Wex has gotten nerfed as well, too, so I'm glad that he has gone for like a little bit of a different kind of build. I don't know why Wex got nerfed either. It's very weird change to see for Invoker.
Sure, I mean already what it was felt that the changes in 7.29 had nerfed the hero anyway.
Yeah.
It was still getting picked. It was still getting picked, so I guess they felt they wanted to change, nerf something else, but it definitely seemed a little bit random. The choice,
especially because it's not getting like first picked or anything, right? Like we had Storm and Beastmaster and stuff getting first picked, and Storm didn't get touched. Only Kaya got like slightly changed and stuff like that. But Invoker got directly nerfed when he's not even a first like 6 pick for most teams. So that's definitely interesting.
And I'll see Shad. He's getting very close to the Deso. Very, very close. So that is going to be the point where not many of the heroes and Chicken Fighters are going to deal too well with the little Shredder and PA jumping them.
No, there's going to be a big problem. Like, this fight's going to kick off soon. I really do think that Viking's going to like just try to force a Roshan with all the minus armor, and I think the fight's going to be hard for Chicken Fighters. If they're all rallied around Kezu, like Kezu's got all he needs already. He doesn't even need items really as this Omni Knight. His fight presence is just Heavenly Graced and Guardian Angel, which will counteract quite a lot of Chicken Fighters.
Yeah, I mean, so tanky 2k HP on him. He's running around with Heavenly Grace. And this tier 1 tower pretty much dead. We are going to have them come across the Supreme. Look to start up the defense. Gets the catch on to Celery. Celery gets the cookie off in time. Kezu trying to keep him healed up and safe. Death Ward's dropped down though with the Maledict and the Sunstrike coming in. Celery or the mech heal comes out. Is that enough to save Celery? Aramis will fall. Era survives. Celery does still end up going down to the Maledict. That's said they're going to chase.
Can they catch? Can't quite catch though. The big kill.
Here. But still, the tower is held in the mid lane as they push them back at the 2 kills. Shad's now got the Deso. Shad is in onto Jibe.
They just chase up the high ground blindly with the Invoker. Not even with the tanky heroes in the front. They go in with the Invoker first. That was a little crazy by Chicken Fighters.
Close on the numbers though, less than 1k in it.
Yep.
But just the fact that, you know, as you said, sure, you know, the big difference is Kezu kind of being, you know, that bit less fun than the Doom, which is understandable. You know, Doom's a Doom. And it doesn't feel like it matters too much because of how Shad and Boom have hit this first item timing, the BKB on Boom, the Deso on Shad. It's just that the whole composure of Vikings lineup, it feels pretty scary for Chicken Fighters to run into.
It absolutely does. Right now that they do have good scouting information, they know immediately that they are going for Roche and Shad. He only has level 1 Blur, so that evasion's not going to be as effective versus Roche at all. EMP won't actually clip onto anybody. That'll be pretty important. 30 seconds where they don't have to worry about it. Boom's going to consider going back in. Still has the DD in his bottle. Chicken Fighters, they're smoking. How long for Doom? 30 seconds still.
Yeah, Boom's just going to get back on it with Shad. Over the side, Aramis is drawing the attention away. Trying to heal Aramis up. Boom's going to put the BKB, get in there with the DD, but the Omni Slash comes out. Boom is going to be saved. Kezu comes in with the GA, keeps Boom alive from the final hits of the Omni Slash. Boom now able to get the damage out and bring down Supreme. He'll still fall at the end of it all. It's 2 dead on Chicken Fighters. As Viking, they'll take the team fight. Now they head back into the pit. Chicken Fighters, they've still got the 3 of them up and stuns to play with. Try and push Viking away. Error. Got to be careful. There's a lot of physical damage if Shad gets in on him, but the Maledict at the cast, forcing Shad to play a little more careful. Aramis, though, he's got the control. As they're able to lock down the 2 of them. See if they can get in. Charlie with the Blade Fury trying to turn things on towards Aramis, but Aramis is tanky with a Heavenly Grace. They haven't got enough damage to kill Aramis. So it'll just be Chicken Fighters losing 2 more.
Roche is so low, though, and Doom now is back up for the side of Chicken Fighters. Charlie?
Yeah, well,
he's going to keep scouting it out.
I guess what Shad had to TP back to the base. He was too low.
Yeah, he was very, very low.
So now he's got to take the time walking back out here. And Chicken Fighters, they're already around.
Yeah, Boom needs to acquire a bit more souls. He's back up to 20 now. So he's maxed out.
It's so low. Someone's going to get back in that pit.
They're constantly going to keep scouting it. It's a little scarier now, though. You see Kezu without the GA. You know, that's a long cooldown. So fighting without that one is a bit tougher. But I do think Viking, they're going to persist to look for it again. There is that Doom available, so eyes on Chessie to get the right target. And Charlie's killing it quick.
Yeah, they are.
Shad's still far.
Viking's got to do something soon. Aramis is going to try and start with the hook shot, but already the Tornado comes back to hold him off. Chessie and Boom coming out with the BKBs. Boom committing with the Requiem. The Cookie in as well. He's straight on top of Supreme. They bring down the Invoker. Chessie's trying to run down Celery, but he's not got the damage to kill this Snapfire. Snapfire's tanky enough to withstand the damage from the Doom, and Shad just turns, takes out Chessie.
That was a weird Doom. Next to the Omni Knight onto the tanky Snapfire. Era going again.
That's a good cast with a good Death Ward, but not good enough.
Charlie?
What that was, he gets away. He will live, but all in all, Viking obviously taking enough lives to be able to get into the pit themselves, and they will finish off the Roshan. Aegis is Boom's. Chicken Fighters trying to do their best to push them away, but You know, their fight has to be perfect as just overall Viking have got a much easier level of execution that they need to achieve with what they have to win these fights at the moment.
Yeah, and Aramis just continues to get like 2-man cogs. I think like 2 or 3 times though. He got Supreme in the initial with the Requiem, then he gets the follow-up onto the Nyx Assassin, and I think the Witch Doctor afterwards. He's killing it. This Clockwork, 5, 2, and 8, always getting on these right targets. And yep, their fights are just looking easy, as you said. BKB, and it is the Dragon Lance right afterwards onto Boom. He's just strong, and they don't have anything really, as we said. They have the Omni Slash for piercing that BKB, but then GA comes out. Although Kezu was, especially when he popped it, was very close to letting the SF die, but now he will have level 2 of it, so it's even more frequent. The game's feeling pretty hard for Chicken Fighters.
Yeah, they're really trying their best to get stuck into the action. The tools that Viking have, just that little bit better, and just not able to quite find the impact there that Chessie was hoping for.
Yeah, that was a really weird Doom, I gotta be honest. It's too far forward, and you're playing versus heals. You have to be super careful. Like, Kezu's gotta be that main target 90% of the time for this Doom.
Now Viking with the Aegis, they can get back on the aggressive. Looking at these tier 2 towers. But the way things went round the pit, Chicken Fighters unlikely to turn up. And tell me, what sort of could change things in these fights? Is there any sort of item or progress within some of these heroes' skill builds, item builds that can change some of the outcomes?
They're still going to be really fragile on the side of Chicken Fighters. That's one thing that I was just concerned about with their draft, with what Viking has. It's so much overwhelming damage that they do have, so I'm not too sure. I think Chessie just has to get the right Doom targets. I think he needs this plate mail, but I also just think he needs Blink Dagger. Their initiation is really lackluster. It's just Era charging in. At least Era has Blink Dagger now, but even then, that's putting him into a really weird place playing into Clockwork.
Sure. And who were you looking to Doom? Is it sort of the SF and the Omni at the top?
It kind of has to be the Omni Knight at all stages of the game. Yeah. But right now it's difficult. Like, that's why Viking, I think that's why they went for this kind of style, just all in about Roshan, because that's how you play versus Doom. That's like the old classic. Playing versus Doom, Nigma, Magnus, these big team fight heroes that have long cooldown, just get an Aegis up. So you go pick the fight next. If they use Doom, you win the next fight after that because of your Aegis as well. So Viking, I think that they can just keep looking for these plays. They also even have a flurry of items coming out. What? Small crit on the SF, Solar Crest on Celery, PA has BKB. Everyone's just getting so many big item timings out, while in Chicken Fighters, they're not getting the same impactful items. Supreme, he's almost at his BKB. These items just don't feel as good. And Charlie, he's so fragile. Hey, this is level 13, but it's a 1300 health Juggernaut versus all this damage.
He's got a DD, though. Yeah, he's got the DD.
He does have a DD.
Still, yeah, even with that, unlikely that they're going to be able to make moves. Whilst the Aegis is still there.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So Chessie does commit for Blink instead of Plate Mail, so does give them a secondary form of initiation. It really does feel like they need a second way to get in and find the Omni Knight. Still does need armor. He still will need that eventually, but I'm glad that he goes for the Blink instead first. Because I think this game, it's just going to continue to get harder and harder. It feels like if they don't win 1 or 2 fights soon.
Yeah, I mean, Viking, they know that they can still push with this minute left on the Aegis. No need to back off right now. They're very, very strong and borderline unkillable on some of these cores.
Look at the tower. Look, he takes the armor, presence, aura effects buildings as well. Look at that minus armor on it. It's just gone.
Yeah, 23 minutes in, that sort of siege potential they have. It's pretty terrifying here.
Synergizes so well. Jug has S and Y. Small purchase, but they need to just fight this. They need to fight back. They can't just watch them lose their buildings.
Rain track's gone.
Next.
What are they going to do? They've got to stop him. They've got to get him off their axe. Zera. They try for the setup. Sunstrike comes in. It's not enough damage. Now the hook shot's over. Charlie is in trouble. The cogs actually ending up separating the fight in a way that maybe benefits Charlie. Charlie's actually able to get out. Taking him down once, Boom. He says already some of the big commitments already been dropped by Chicken Fighters. Boom. He's getting stunned over by the Death Ward. Oh, he's going to see Shad look to go in. Jumps straight over towards Jibbe. Jibbe will buy back. Shad also backing off, though. Charlie. With the setup here. Can they take down Shad? Into the stun. The Blade Fury.
The Heavenly Grace.
He's away. Able to jump off. Supreme pop the BKB. Aramis has got back in. They have the ultimate from Boom. Pushing them off to the side. It allows them to take down Era, but they've lost Aramis. As Charlie and Chessie continue to chase. Charlie still has the Omni Slash. Chessie's in with the jump. Charlie's committing in with the Blade Fury. He's trying to take down Boom, but he's going to go down. They've lost Charlie. They'll bring down Boom, but Charlie's dead. Jibe is also in trouble here as the dagger comes out. Shad just picks up another. Triple kill for Shad. They just can't kill the people. They're still trying to push on though, Chicken Fighters. Supreme and Era. And looking at Celery.
Shad's thinking about going back in. He gets graced up in Solo Crest, and he's like, I kind of want to jump back in, guys. His team, they'll calm him down, though. They're going to back away. Celery is actually going to survive as well. Why is he dooming the Snapfire? I'm a little confused. Because they have Nyx Assassin, so you don't have to really worry about the threat of Mortimer Kisses so much just with Carapace. It just immediately stops it every time. So I'm really confused why he's going for that target instead of the Omni.
Yeah, it's been a tough few fights, tough few jumps. I'm sure there's Charlie as well. He's got to be careful. You know, if he wants to use that Blade Fury aggressively, as we saw, then he pretty much dies through it. There's so much minus armor and physical coming in. He has to be really sure that the Blade Fury is going to get the job done if he's committing with the Q, especially when he had the Omni Slash available. Didn't get the chance to use his ult because he just dies whilst he's spinning.
Yeah, I like the way that they start the fight, though. Not with the Doom, per se, but the way that they start just like poking the Shadow Fiend. They Sunstrike, Maledict, throw everything on him to burn the Aegis the first time because they have to push them off the rack. So they did end up being able to do that. But yeah, this, I'm going to say it too, this jungle PA that started as...
Shad's killing it, yeah.
He's
jungle PA, baby.
This
literally turned up to the bottom lane 3 minutes in, and, you know, you wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a perfect play from Shad, perfect game.
Yeah.
You know exactly what to do. And I guess what does that sort of say to you? Just what the importance of being able to abuse the powers like the PA and Snapfire, regardless of how the enemy tries to dodge it?
Yeah, and the thing is too is it's so weird because they set these lanes up, but the Snapfire was still getting so much, and Jibe was too. But Jibe gave his life multiple times this game. Like the Witch, he went for these solo kills as Jibe. Like he's got 8 deaths.
Yeah, and I guess
that Celery, he's
really,
got 2.
Yeah.
It gives a lot when you're level like 4, level 5 early game, and you're level it's a level 1 PA, and then he kills a level 3. He immediately hits level 2 pretty much. So I think a couple of those deaths were very costly. Just get Shad fully back in that early game.
Oh, 6K lead, 22-9.
They've really found their footing. They've got 27 minutes. Now we've got new neutral items. Viking gonna farm those up. Multiple forms of lifesteal now being picked up on both sides. Shad only has that small possess smack, but Boom now picks up a Morbid. So he's going to be able to stand toe-to-toe. Now, like you said, when Charlie spins and runs in, now it's going to be even worse because now they'll have lifesteal to be able to stand toe-to-toe with him too. And I think the Vlad's, yeah, okay. Kezu's even going to go for Vlad's, who is having an excellent game. Just it's quiet, as normal for an Omni Knight. 0, 1, and 14, just the assist king.
Dire are scanning.
Viking feeling their power, though. With this gem also on Aramis. Checking high grounds, claiming this high ground area, too. Chicken Fighters kind of trapped below right now. Going to scout things out with Forge Spirits, but limited spaces to farm right now. There's a ward right on top of Shad, though. They did see him blur just now.
Yeah, I'm starting to step out a little bit here, Chicken Fighters.
They have to. They have to get ways to peep into that Roche.
Yeah,
it's going to start dropping so fast.
I mean, they're not going to get it in time.
It's already dead. They're not going to make it.
It's so dead here to the physical armor reduction. No chance of getting to the pit in time as Viking. And another Roshan. Get the shard as well on PA.
The PA. Sure.
More damage for him.
Sure. Why not? It's nothing phenomenal to break. It's just the jug. You know, that small, the crit in between, but whatever.
I guess that still can be pretty annoying, especially if you're playing from behind. Suddenly your lack of damage is felt even more.
Yeah.
When you're trying to stand there and fight back.
I think they have some of the worst shards in the game, too, personally. The Omni Knight one it's cute, but it's kind of irrelevant to the hero in the role that you usually play it as. The Shadow Fiend, he didn't go for magic build. Celery's is strong, but Clockwork's is I think the worst one in the game, actually. I think that one's just absolute crap. The jetpack is useless. It's funny, but it's useless.
Well, back up to the push on the top lane. We'll see what they've got this time around, Chicken Fighters.
They got to do the same thing as last time. They need to just pop this Aegis immediately somehow, because they can't just watch their buildings get sieged. Charlie is trying to finish up his Aghanims before he turns up to next fight, so they got to do it with 4.
They just don't feel that they can do anything right now.
Yeah, they can go straight to mid now, too.
And they couldn't do anything about the push top. Let's see if anything's different with Viking coming in for a round 2 in the mid.
And look at Shad. He's waiting. He has vision with this Obs ward. He's just waiting for an opportunity to jump in.
And they're taking the racks.
Gotta do something here. Charlie's got Ags. He buys the tome for himself too, so he's up to 18 for Jug as well. So he's got level 3 ult. But they gotta do something. Buildings are dropping.
And Boom's able to just sidestep the tornado. And Charlie's in, Chessie.
2 men stun.
Come in with a jump. The BKB pop, but look how quickly Chessie dies. The physical damage is so much. He's doomed the PA, but Shad doesn't care at all. As he'll buy back. Viking still yet to lose anyone. Aramis even able to keep himself alive. Sunstrike is going to land, so at least able to take out Aramis with the Sunstrike. Committing everything here onto Boom. But Charlie's got to run. Shad's ready to chase him down. The kisses are coming out from the back lines. Chicken Fighters, they got a split. Chessie, he's going to die. Ooh.
Look at Boom. He's just holding his ground. They just can't do anything to this SF.
They still got the Aegis. They couldn't even take him down the once.
They couldn't even take him the once. The Grace, all this status resist, all this heals, all this buff up. He just stands his ground, and he has enough lifesteal too. That little bit of lifesteal that he gets from his Morbid Mask. Now it's a Satanic.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I mean, you are really feeling this game, as you say. It's the Omni Knight finisher in the draft was perfect for the way that Viking want to play, and it you know, really just goes to credit of how well Kezu's playing and how good the hero pick is, because it's, you know, he hasn't got a ton of farm. He's pretty darn poor for an offlaner, especially an offlaner in a game where the team's this far ahead. But it doesn't matter because he's just making all the right moves, and he's got the exact tools to do so.
And Owen, honestly, he's not getting doomed. So he can just sit there in the fights and he just gets every spell off. He's like, okay, Heavenly Grace here, Purification here, okay, back up, pop my ult when the Omni Slice comes out. It's a dream for Kezu because he's not getting targeted at all. Like he's just able to sit in the midst of the fight and pop everything freely.
You feel to stand any chance of winning a fight, Chessie has to 100% doom the Omni Knight.
100%. Yeah. They have to get this doom on him, otherwise he just resets the entire fight. And it's probably just out of realms of mattering now though, because that was Satanic already on Shadow Fiend. I think. What, a full basher on Shat? Like, they're just so far behind now at this point, and I don't even know if the Doom's going to kill Kezu, because now he also has Vlad's, everyone's got all this lifesteal. Yeah, they probably just miss all their windows.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically taking 2 sets of racks. So Chicken Fighters haven't been able to do anything to stop them.
No.
They're ready to go for the 3rd hit. Boom. Walk straight into the stun. But they can't even bring him down once again. He's at this stage of the game just more than able to stand his ground. Lifesteal straight back up to full. Yeah, it's very tanky, 3.3k HP, 33 armor.
I miss seeing these swaggy Shadow Fiends, I'll be honest. It's been some time since I saw just the boss Shadow Fiend with no fears walking up high grounds. Chessie,
there we go, he
finds the Doom.
He finds the Doom. Gets it on the Omni. That's what you wanted to see, but as you said, it may just be a little too late. Charlie not even getting the chance to pop his ult. As there's any sort of disable, he's just dead to the physical damage. And yeah, this one very much over, as pretty much ever since sort of Shad got first blood after kind of wandering the map for 3 minutes, it kind of began to be rather difficult to see how on earth Chicken Fighters would win this game.
Yeah, I think things they snowballed out of control pretty hard in this game. I think Viking also they hit all these beautiful item timings at the same time, really right? BKB Shadow Fiend comes out. They have Orb of Corrosion plus Deso on PA. I believe Medallion +1 on the Snapfire. Mech on Omni Knight. They go Force of Roche fight. Chicken Fighters actually does kind of decent in the fight, but Viking respawns. They take the fight again afterwards, and they're able to do a little bit better inside those fights. I think Chessie, though, overall, you know, the Dooms, they have to be perfect this game. It's not easy because he is getting hunted constantly by the clock, but yeah, it is a lot of pressure, but you know, I think that in the end was one of the biggest things that hurt Chicken Fighters the most.
No, for sure, yeah. Kezu ends up 0-118, pretty much a perfect Omni Knight game. And yeah, I mean, it was obviously very strong in the past, like this SF Omni dynamic. And Viking definitely showing that it was still absolutely works in this day and age. Very nice team play and coordination from Viking. GG will secure them a pretty solid win here to start the series, as they'll take the lead 1-0. Viking GG against Chicken Fighters.
A solid lead indeed. Thank you, ODPixel and Fogged. Yeah, what a great start to this series. We're gonna try to break that down after the break.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
So we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
There won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
It's off your seat, clap your hands to the beat, grab your champagne glass tonight. We toast to freedom in the Caribbean, yeah, in the Caribbean, yeah. Dance, smoke, 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 fire it up, let our lanterns paint the night sky red, paint the night sky red, yeah. Cold champagne by the ocean, it's a perfect potion. Come on, baby, let me tell you what got that. All things will never end, no. Things will never end, no. Baby, let me tell you one time that all you gotta love it till you never get goodbye. Moving away to the sea, moving away, can't you see? When the mind there won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight. There won't be one more time. So we gonna do this tonight.
It felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright. Staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us. Like a good drug, never run.
We hook up in my car, driving so far. Play your guitar, you'd show me your art. Let down our guards, think with our hearts. Stare at the stars, we were never apart. Drinking too young, way too much fun. Out in the sun, open when it's gone. Took you to prom, dance to our song. Dance all night long till the lights come on.
It's too late now. I remember everything. and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. And how careless we could be. And how careless we could be. Late nights, long fights, it felt right, we were alive. We would go out, we were so loud, we were so proud, we had no doubts. Weekends and weekdays, we'd spend our own way. We were careless, we were fearless, we were reckless, time was precious.
We loved to waste time, whiskey and wine, drinking all night, asleep by your side. Finally alive, we would just drive, never arrive. Our journey was live, staying out late, testing our fate, running away. We live for today, young and so bold, never get old. Screw what we're told, we can't be controlled.
How careless we got. It's too late now. I remember you and me. How careless we.
It's too late now, I remember everything, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be, and how careless we could be. And how careless we could be. And how careless we could be. And how careless we could be.
Too late now. I remember you and me. And how careless we could be.
Yeah. Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now. Yeah, she hates me now, I made mistakes but now I don't ever wanna be alone. I don't really ever feel at home. On my own, in the zone, that's the only way I know. Feeling low, about to blow back up. I won't ever let the doubt creep in. Gotta pop a couple more aspirin. I don't think I'll ever let you in. Easier to break it off best friends. I don't really understand myself. I don't really understand, need help. I don't wanna be left on the shelf. Couldn't even hear me if I yelled.
It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold.
Break down, always feel like I could break now, but I never let it take me to that place now. I won't ever let my thoughts get away now. I got better better things to do, picking fate now. I just wanna be the best, call me great now. I don't know if I'm okay or insane now. I remember better days on the playground, hoping I can find my way even when I'm feeling down. I fight, even when I don't know what is right. I'ma pick a side, and I'ma take pride. I will decide my fate, and I will never let them tell me who I am. If you try to shake me, I'll be damned. Planet on the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan.
It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside, I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold
Yeah, I don't believe in destiny. I just do what's best for me. Don't listen to my enemies, they're just full of jealousy. Yeah, this legacy, you gon' see what's left of me. You gon' see success in me. You ain't seen the rest of me. I just wanna be the best at what I know. Better than the rest, just watch me grow. Put me to the test and watch me go. This is my quest, I'ma make it known. They call me obsessive, oh I know. Call me selective with my notes. Call me aggressive with my flow. Call me offensive even though Joe, I ain't gonna lie, life's tough. Try to get by, life's rough. Try to do it right, it's not enough. Even though you try, you still mess up. But I'm still gonna fight for what I love. Still gonna die for what I love. Still gonna try, I won't give up. Still gonna fight until I've won. They say I'm way too obsessed and I've got nothing left. And I'm not quite there yet, but those words they'll regret. Cause I've got something left and I'm not giving in. I will not let them win. I won't stop till the end, no. Some injuries, mentally and physically. Studied them religiously so I don't repeat history. And people won't admit to me they don't want a victory. Bad enough to get a C, they'd rather just go leave it be. And oh, this journey I've been on since 13. Working hard and learning, never stopping searching. Yeah, it's burning.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Elder Titan.
crazy first game to this best of 3 between Viking and Chicken Fighters. You can definitely tell these two teams have played a lot against each other over the last week or so. And yeah, it shows a little bit of a mini meta between them. I'm curious to find out what's happening in this second game around. First game, of course, went the way of Viking. But can Chicken Fighters take the next game? History says that they should definitely be able to, as last time they played the best of 5, it was one after the other, right, T?
It was a bit of back and forth.
Bit of back and forth.
Bit of fight, bit of poke, bit of prod. But yeah, it's it should... you want to see Chicken Fighters bounce back because that game from Viking was just beautiful to watch in the idea of course, we had all the lane shenanigans, but the lack of pressure Chicken Fighters was able to provide in the early game did allow for this amazing timing where they went for each other. You know, Pierre's going for Deso to unlock the Shadow Fiend's game.
Yeah.
Omni Knight, a rare Vlad to pick up as well. We don't see that item. It's like cost 2,700 gold for what it gives. Not really that worth it. But when you're with a minus armor strategy, works well. So I think Viking really knew how to punish the greed and the difficulty for Chicken Fighters. Chessie's game, if he didn't doom Omni Knight, the game was like near impossible to win because like you've got this frontline satanic BKB Shadow Fiend, and then if you get through him, now suddenly you've got this PA threat to deal with. So yeah, I think Viking just really showed how to execute that draft to a high level, and we're going to get to see the Shadow Fiend again.
I do like what they've got picked up over here on the side of Chicken Fighters, though. You know, we've been seeing a lot of Elder Titan recently, looking very nice in that offlane, but also it's really enabled when you have something like Alina. And these position 4s that are ranged are very, very strong right now. The fact that you've got 2 methods of being able to lock down in the lane makes it very, very scary. And as you transition later on into the game, these are both heroes that are going to scale very, very nicely, especially when you consider the fact that Lina has such a huge uptime, right?
Yeah. The difference from in this game to the previous will be the way in which Shadow Fiend gets to have entry to the game. Of course, Viking in the previous series, they picked it after seeing 2 heroes. They knew that it was a weak matchup and that there would be no pressure. In this game, you mentioned the idea of Lina plus 4. I think actually this is one of the few games where we might see it just mid because it's a hero that applies pressure to a Shadow Fiend. They picked the Lina after the Shadow Fiend. And I think that's the key thing to dealing with him. Don't allow him to come to the mid lane, push it out, go jungle. When he comes to mid, he has to tank an LSA. He has to tank a Dragon Slave. He has to feel pressured. And then you're going to have this constant disparate kind of mid matchup of who's killing who first, who's making that first rotation. So I'd love to see actually Lina mid into Shadow Fiend, a classic matchup of old time. And then, of course, Ursa, it does offset that a little bit because him rolling into mid can pressure the Lina. If she ever steps up too far, you connect that roll, you kick him back in, triple raise later. That's a dead Lina. And I'd like to see this ET maybe in the offlane. Again, it's early days right now, but get another 4 that can also mirror these type of moves.
Thank you for the cat cam. What?
Yay.
No, don't give him the false hope of getting cuddles and then just ditch. The cat's also like, what?
Yeah.
What was that?
Just went into like cuddle posture.
But father, why have thou forsaken me?
You were supposed to give me belly rubs. Sorry. So we are assuming that Lina is going to be then position mid?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do still want like a strong 4 coming out from the side of Chicken Fighters. I feel like
they need to.
But I think they also need something that can respond well and perhaps save because of the fact that you have this Earth Spirit over on the side of Viking. Aramis is going to be very, very just mobile early on in the game. Is going to put a lot of pressure, and Lina is one of those mids that does not have a way to get out of sticky situations. It's not like a Puck, which interesting enough. Totally ignored this game.
Yeah, the previous game as well, yeah.
No stats for Puck in this game.
But your reasoning are also, of course, the exact reasons why Viking ban out the Tusk. Because that would be one of those saves for Lina to come in clutch. Mars being removed as well. We got the Oracle ban, so maybe we're going to see some Darkseer out there.
10 seconds remaining.
I think it's just Chicken Fighters identifying how Viking plays with the Shadow Fiend. It's this physical damage turret style where he plays up front. And if there's enough cushion team fight and save behind him, he can just be so aggressive and confident in his positioning. How many times in that previous game did we see the carry Juggernaut run up to the Shadow Fiend and he just ignored him the entire time? He's like, what are you going to do to me? I've got these saves behind me. I'm killing your supports. I've got Dragon Lance. I can just hit around you. Like, yeah, so I feel Chicken Fighters are identifying the style of Shadow Fiend that Viking are playing. And I think the key thing for Chicken Fighters is there's an Earth Spirit pick on Viking's team. That means that the offlane, it's not going to have insane pressure, which should scare Chicken Fighters from picking a more aggressive core. They can go a bit more greedy in their safe lane now because of the Earth pick. One of the few weaknesses of this hero is he doesn't have this insane laning presence unless he's enabling a ranged hero. Again, not really a meta. Or if he's with a Darkseer. But you can kind of pick around that a little bit. So I'd like to see Chicken Fighters greed up with Charlie's pick potentially. allow for like a turret re-turret situation. Shadow Fiend right-clicking versus maybe like a Medusa or something.
And you also have to keep in mind that Celery plays a lot of Oracle as well.
That's true.
Very, very adept at that hero, and his positioning is always very, very, I don't want to say perfect, but very, very nice. And if you're not choosing to pick up something that's going to get into the back lines within your draft, then it's just take it out. There's no reason to have it.
You know Boom's a focused Dota player when he has like 4 white t-shirts that basically all the same style.
He's wearing one right now.
Wow. Hoodie there as well. Like, yeah, his wardrobe is just...
I don't know about that. Doesn't Slacks have like 6 artifact polos that he just wears in rotation?
I mean, maybe these were old t-shirts that he got for free.
That's possible.
I mean,
he also has a white hoodie.
It's a
in there
style,
for warmer, for colder days. You know?
I'm always afraid if I wear too much white. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to get it dirty. You know?
Yeah,
like, I'm afraid that...
But it does make you allow to bundle up all the white clothes to wash it with only white clothes, meaning you can use the white-only detergent, meaning you can keep them more white than if you wash your white shirts with all the color. You can't use the white.
I just put it all in the washing machine and hope it
that's
works.
how your white clothes slowly go a little bit more grayish.
Yeah, that's fine.
I only have like one piece of clothing that's like white. It's a hoodie. So, and like every time I put the hoodie on, some of my makeup comes off over on the collar, and I'm like, well, I've already ruined this. What am I doing? It's a very nice hoodie though. But, oh, there we go. There's the biggie, the big boy there.
Yeah,
the Centaur, because they don't have to worry about the Witch Doctor. There's no Witch Doctor. And then we have a Luna, and I'm sorry, guys, but I have yet to see a Luna amaze me.
Luna has been struggling.
Here.
Yeah. The difficulty of Luna right now is the right-click Luna. You need the correct amount of team around you to truly pressure objectives, because you aren't really that explosive. Your ultimate is okay, but with the disengage of Viking right now with the Centaur, the Luna will never be that controlling. Especially when look, there's no real like easy lockdown. It's Avalanche, LSA, and a Stomp. So yeah, this Centaur for sure will have a great game countering that Luna in the essence. But they picked it simply for a bit more pressure in lane. They wanted a bit more magic damage. They wanted to be able to poke and prod, and it's the whole idea of the safe lane having more presence. But I feel Centaur should be perfectly fine. If he goes for a hood, then the Vanguard. This is the type of game he'll go for, and he'll be able to tank up everything. So I am favoring Vikings draft right now.
In this draft, does this mean that Elder Titan and Tiny would be the 2 supports? Because I prefer the Lina then to be 4 and the Tiny mid instead. But I don't know, like Tiny against SF is a bit sad.
It potentially, I'd rather just have Lina into the Shadow Fiend, ET off lane with a Tiny 4.
Okay.
And then you play on the fact that you will just have an aggressive off lane where Tiny soon will be able to then unlock his game to pressure mid, maybe ganking the Shadow Fiend. But it's very much the idea of the 4s are mirroring each other in this game. Tiny, Earth Spirit, they'll secure the lane, pull the wave, block the camps, and then at minute 2 maybe, you're going to see a lot of action mid. Who can enable who? Because it's kind of a snowball game for either team where if Shadowfiend gets an early advantage, he rinses the jungle, quick BKB, like he's loving life. On the flip side, if Lina gets a couple kills, quick bots, he's now going around the map and punishing the static nature of Centaur, where he's an offlaner that gets locked into his lane. And that's the big disparity now. Chicken Fighters, after laning phase, they might want to look to group up and do the same type of motions that Viking did in game 1, where they're not really locked into a certain area to play. They're just killing everything. Luna, of course, will want to beef up quite quickly, get a quick maybe BKB Manta, but...
It's weird to see her without any sort of a steroid. That's the other thing with this Luna, too, that I don't like, is I'd like to see her with some sort of buff or something, you know, to make her better. You know, we've seen some ILs, not really great, necessarily paired with her.
They kind of have like a team fight steroid because of the ET, the physical and the magical damage.
It's
very team fight oriented for sure. It isn't going to enable the items to come up from Luna and to give her a quick entry to the game. But if she does hit that beat of like a 15-20 minute timing, their clumping, their grouping can maybe punish the kind of the slow nature of Viking. Like these heroes aren't making moves. It's the Witch Doctor and Earth Spirit. They're the ones connecting from lane to lane. And that's maybe how Chicken Fighters, they'll have early numbers advantage. And then they go for an Underlord.
I don't like this. I don't see a strong initiation coming in here. You've got a Tiny, perhaps maybe you get, you know, a good stomp or something, but like it's just very what's the word?
They're just gonna go gun-ho together. They're gonna group up as 5 skirmishing guys and just run through. And the Underlord,
it's so telegraphed though. Like you just immediately Delta split. You've got a Centaur here, so like as long as the Underlord doesn't get that Pit of Malice off, you're just see you later. We don't want to deal with this. Bye.
Yeah, for sure. Like Chicken Fighters have put themselves in a position of playing at a high pace, a high level, and not making a mistake. This last pick, Razor as well, just carry Razor into the Underlord. Yeah. Shad's gonna have a really good time in his side lane. But yeah, I respect Chicken Fighters going into game 2 with a different script. This is exactly the idea of them looking at themselves more than their opponent. Their picks are, we have the Lina matchup into mid. We've got a good matchup there. We can play off an aggressive timing because we have the Luna. Is it optimal? It doesn't feel that way. But I respect their desire to try and play this type of game.
Yeah, you said you wanted them to do this, right? To focus more on themselves than on their opponents?
I do prefer Vikings draft. I feel like we just saw how well Boom played the Shadow Fiend, how easy it is to play around him. I think Luna naturally does have damage issues. And when you're playing into a lineup that takes away your damage with the Razor, kites you with the Centaur, and then eventually Shadow Fiend is too tanky with Satanic BKB, I think that is a big question mark for Chicken Fighters. But maybe they can outpace him in 25 minutes.
So they are on the clock.
A big one, yeah. It's like Lina has to have a great time mid. Luna needs to utilize the Ancients pretty quickly, get man to BKB, and for the first time in Luna games, actually pressure towers rather than just pressuring, the Ancients in the jungle. And then maybe they can, outposition and outmaneuver them. But it's very much a quick game from Chicken Fighters, and that's not what they've been known for so far. That worries me, but I'm excited to see if they can maybe pull it off with a quirkier approach to drafting.
What do you think, Moxie? Are they going to force out that third game?
I mean, I'd love a third game, but I'm definitely feeling like whenever we have these qualifiers saying they have to play by X amount of timing, that's never a good sign. Also, the fact that they have, some really strong, hero picks like the SF obviously has been looking really, really good. And then on top of that, they also have the Centaur, and they don't really have a solution for it. I think that Vikings probably going to take this one in a 2-0.
Yeah, well, we'll have to see. I mean, that Shadow Fiend, first 2 picked. No answer. See? You say no answer?
Yeah, no answer. There's no big... Well, it's the laning phase answer this time. They have the Lina for the pressure, but they don't have, the game answer. A different approach from Chicken Fighters. Last game, they had the game answer, but not the lane answer.
Well, let's find out if this is going to work out better and if they can make their timings come together here for Chicken Fighters and force out that third game. Or maybe Viking is just going to take the 2-0. We're going to find out together with Fogden, OD Pixel.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, Fog, what do you make of this? Do you think that they've gotten away with it again here, this early SF pick? Or do you think Charlie's going to be able to make some magic happen on the Luna, a hero that we're seeing quite a lot of teams sort of step away from in this patch?
Looks like a great rush BKB Shadow Fiend game again.
Yeah.
Right? All magic damage on the side of Chicken Fighters. Eyes on Era. I think eyes on this Tiny. I'm going to be just staring at him, seeing what he's able to make happen. I think he has to make these clean rotations. Gank mid. It seems like a little weird where we don't see too many just straight rotations, but as Tiny, got to get some Avatos combos, just kill him once or twice, early laning phase, get Supreme an advantage. Because Luna overall, this hero's not winning the most games. I'm still very questionable about the hero, and I'm seeing a lot of run-at-you heroes that Luna does not really like playing against. Razor and Centaur, Earth Spirit, they all just get right on top of you. So I am a bit worried for Chicken Fighters. They do have good team fight when they're all grouped up together around that Luna and Underlord, if they come out of the lanes in a good spot, but Vikings just looks easier to execute. They can just, the Stampede is going to be so valuable at all stages.
Sure. And I guess, Luna, you're not doing the Axe build, right? You are going Luna.
In this game, I think that... I say that every time, though, but with AT, I think the Axe build looks so much better, but then you're building into the Shadow Fiend BKB.
And that's the Shadow Fiend BKB, a Centaur that's going to have a hood, going to have a pipe.
I don't think you can. I think you have to do your usual Luna builds that we're just not seeing work out most of the time. So let's see if Charlie can prove us wrong. Let's see if they can make the difference. And it's top lane too. They picked this Underlord last pick, probably expecting some type of weak carry because they see the Witch Doctor, and Jug was already banned and all that. So Chessie's like, all right, I'm going to get a good lane. Then they pick Razor. This Underlord lane is going to be quite terrible. That's why I'm saying eyes on Era. Because top, he can only assist so much with just pulling waves and stuff like that. I want to really see him play around mid early on. Not right now, but as soon as he hits 2 or 3.
Yeah, and then sort of on the bottom, is it going to be an easy lane for Charlie to farm into as a Luna, or will pressure be on him?
I think pressure will be on him a bit. Jeppe will help a lot, though. This ET is a bit of a difference maker versus double melee. You do get that bit of a benefit, too, from the Lunar Blessing a lot. So I think Jeppe will be able to secure Charlie decently, but that doesn't mean that they can pressure Kezu. I think Kezu's going to get free farm, too. Trying to meet the waves. Charlie unable to do so. Aramis just dancing with him. And top, we see the same kind of thing happening. Era manipulating those waves. Knows he can't just stand lane. They need to move it around for this Underlord.
Well, we'll be able to easily hold it around for the next wave.
First wave mid goes heavily in favor of Boom right now. 6-1 to the 2-1 of Supreme. Supreme missing actually quite a lot of last hits.
I mean, does this ever really get any better? I mean, I'm sure you're going to have nukes as a laner, but the potential for the SF to deny is it's not going to be too fun for the laner to play into, especially if you had a bad start in the first wave.
Skill matchup after the start. But yes, Supreme probably going to suffer if the souls are already starting to get maxed out this early on. And we did see the pull got kind of messed up a little bit by the hard camp, and we're seeing just some crazy lane equilibrium mechanics down here with Aramis and Charlie. But yeah, Kezu is going to be able to get away with something, but that also means that Charlie's going to get up to level 3 very early on. So then they could actually pose some kill threat if Aramis isn't careful.
Okay.
Level 2 beam, pretty strong. Might hold the point, though. Look at all these lanes. I mean, the creeps are just being pulled all over the place. Celery getting heavy harass, but he'll be all right. Boom actually tips Era for not going for the top rune. I think he saw him like lingering in the area, and then Era did not actually take it away.
Yeah, was Era just not in time to stop him from grabbing it?
It looks like he just rotated away. Like he just actually went back toward top to try to make a move perhaps on Celery, because he hit 2. So maybe he thinks if Celery steps out of position, they can get a kill. Gonna try.
And Celery, he's also hit 2, so he's got the cask. And those bounces, they'll do the job. Allows him to step away from the 2 of them, so they won't quite get him.
Boom, even stacking for himself now, already up to level 4. Great start in the mid lane. Look at Aramis too. This is just obnoxious.
Oh, taking away his rune.
The boots, he's got it.
Oh, that always hurts. At least it wasn't like a rune that Supreme absolutely needed. Like he's not low HP, low mana. He will be able to stay on the map, but still a definite nuisance there for Supreme.
And look at this river ward, the one that they placed right in the beginning of the game. I think this is to watch those tiny movements, watch these rotations as they have that fragile Shadow Fiend in mid lane. They see Era moving, he just moves off to the jungle. Aramis kind of rotates over to cover the area as well. So some good preparations by Viking, really understanding how Chicken Fighters would have to shut down Boom. So Boom, he's going to be off to a phenomenal start. And Era, his movement's not really going to be working so much here at the start. Aramis is still lingering mid. Supreme will be okay.
Yeah, a little hard to make the move. 4-minute runes. This time, Supreme at least able to grab one of them.
Kezu starting to suffer. Jibe has hit level 3, so we've got that level 2 spirit. Look at him just get beat down. A couple more hits and he might actually still have the kill. Kezu actually forced to stun to push him away. So Charlie will have free farm. Aramis, courier. Oh. There we go.
Has been killed.
Yeah, I guess both offlaners just having a tough time at the moment.
Yeah.
As expected, being left on their own for the most part.
I thought Kezu would have a bit of a better time, but just these pulls, these like the lane resets and everything that they've done down here has actually put him into a weird spot where he can't lane well. And look at this attention mid. Both 4 positions on the prowl. Witch Doctor even connecting. Celery, he wants in.
Can you get the... Wow, Supreme needs help.
Sure can.
He's looking pretty... One more raise would do it. I mean, maybe they don't even need it. Just the right clicks here from Aramis and Celery. Supreme, he's over to the pit. See if he can maybe bring down Celery with him. He can't, as he'll die first. Celery does still end up going down, but now Chessie, he's turned up. And Chessie, he's probably going to be dead if Aramis connects the roll, which he can very easily do so. Chessie turns up to try and help out with the skirmish. Ends up just feeding his life away to Boom.
Great move from Celery. I think just recognizing like he doesn't really need to sit top anymore. It's a Razor versus Underlord. Celery can just make moves all over now. He actually comes back mid, refills the bottle up, putting all this attention. Just 6 heroes in the mid lane. Now we've had these side lanes just kind of ditched for the time being. So Charlie will be very happy, at the very least, for the side of Chicken Fighters. But yeah, Supreme going down before 6. Now he's got Laguna. So now if they try this again, they could probably take out Boom as well in time.
Right, we'll see the kill down bottom whilst we have the action going on in the river. As, back in the live action here, we've got Boom. Getting Lagunaed, it's not going to be enough damage. Boom's able to walk away from that. And now look to try and maybe turn on to Jibe. They've got Aramis in the river. Aramis attempts to roll away, does get blocked off. As they will at least kill the Earth Spirit, but Boom able to stay alive and actually maybe even try to find Era here. Era. That's got Jibe around, and the Razors, they'll just hold them off and won't quite be able to get a kill with them though.
So much attention on the mid lane. There's 6 heroes showing up so early on, but Boom somehow survives. Even though he gets tossed super out of position, I think maybe they didn't know that he was going to get... They didn't get all these extra right clicks onto him, and he'll survive. He'll get his bottle refilled again from the TP mid from his buddy Aramis. So he'll be able to keep himself positioned here.
Money to burn.
Very slow start for our offlaners, though, as you said. Kazu now getting some time to catch back up. Same thing we see for Chessie, farming some neutral camps.
Yeah, I mean, both are going to be able to sort of AFK farm a bit. High points of the Firestorm, high points of the Retaliate.
Yep.
They can hit those neutrals, no problem.
Chessie, he starts... Okay, he'll be able to get out with the TP. I can't believe he moved up. That was really risky. He saw the rotations coming over, too, from Aramis. That does mean they can potentially just hit the tower.
I mean, they got some damage, yeah.
Stolen. Yeah, they do. And they've got good ward coverage in the area, too. That does mean, on the flip side, Chicken Fighter's setting up for mid. Boom. Gonna show himself. Era is gonna go for the wrap. Does have a ward available, too, to place it behind tower if they really want to dive. Here comes Viking again. Quick swing over. Defending their tower. And they do have to be cautious now, because Kazui's got global impact. He has Stampede online, so this next fight could be quite different.
Ira. Good catch here on Aramis. Do they have the burst? They do.
Nice.
That wasn't too bright.
Runes get checked. Boom gets lucky. Gets himself the regen bottom.
He's got some nice stacks to work on in the jungle as well. I imagine they give them to the SF. He's going to... Well, I guess Razor can clean them as well with the ult.
Yeah, probably. It's probably going to be the Shadow Fiend just because he has level 1 field. He actually... Oh, wow, he actually maxed the Link. Okay. I thought maybe he'd only put like 2 or 3 points in because that's usually what you do for the lane, and then you start pumping out your plasma field for the damage in team fights, but just all in on Link. So if he shows up into fights, his AoE damage is going to be much weaker. It's going to be just all playing around the Link. Does mean that Chessie's lane is legit impossible. Like, he just can't show at all here. Time to clear it. Yep. Time to pick up some lovely neutral items and maximum efficiency. The regen rune gets popped, so boom. He'll have full mana to fight right after all this, too.
And just another game where you're going to be able to work towards that quick first start and BKB timing. And yeah, just another game where that BKB, it's going to make him invincible. They won't be able to kill him at all.
He's not as he's not as buffed up though this time.
Sure, he hasn't got the backup.
That magic, but no Solar Crest for some time, no Heavenly Grace, stuff like that either.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And they do have good burst damage, so still does have to be a bit cautious not to get caught by the 2 of them here, but they do have vision of them, and Celery's cutting them off.
And they're coming in with the Stampede. They've got the 3 of them here. The cast bouncing around all 3 of them as they were not ready for that 1-bit Chicken Fighters.
That ward just broke them entirely. Just all walking under vision. Stampede gets popped. It's easy. They just collapse right on top of them there. Uh-oh.
I mean, that was
starting to pick up
you still
quickly here.
Yeah, Celery. Perfect place to be as the cask is out and just bouncing between all 3. There's just nothing to break away, nothing to fight back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Kazu even able to, like, while that's happening, Kazu takes bottom tower. They take mid tower too now. Chicken Fighters.
That's only a 3k lead. Yeah, that's a big jump up there. You can see he's just boom, suddenly down on XP and gold, of course, with those 3 kills being cleaned up at no cost to Viking.
The really big concern that I'm very quickly having is just how fragile Chicken Fighters is. Just like last game, I felt like they had no real front line. The Doom was their front line. Chessie again is gonna have to be that, but he's not going to be able to in this game versus all this damage, versus a Razor, just versus great heroes, versus these melee heroes. And then the other 2 cores are just unbelievably squishy. Luna and Lina, if they get jumped on, they're just dead. And Viking have an unbelievable amount of tools to get on them because of Stampede and Earth Spirit. So this is definitely going to be a very tough game for them to bring this deficit out of. It's going to be some tough carrying for Charlotte.
I mean, yeah, it's sort of at what point a Viking going to be scared of this Luna in the team fights? Now, how many items does Charlie need?
It feels like he needs BKB himself. He needs Dragonlance, BKB, but he also needs Hurricane Pike because he can't get linked. Otherwise, he's just useless in the fight. Stampede's forced, and they will lose the Witch Doctor instantly, but they're still fighting.
Yeah, they've got the setup on Supreme underneath the tower. They take down the lead. They're ready to try and step across for more. The pit holds back Aramis. Yeah, just walking in and throwing everything down onto the Witch Doctor, costing them the life of Supreme.
I think Charlie actually just has to farm it up to get these like 2 items that he needs, but man, it even feels weird because I actually don't know what he needs.
When does it?
He needs something to break the link, but he also needs his own items to be able to actually do damage and be selfish. But he also needs BKB because there's so much magic damage, so many ways getting on top of him. So
I mean,
it's just gonna be hard.
Why the Manta rather than the BKB this game?
That one I don't know actually.
You know what I mean? If you're getting the Dragon Lance, you've already got sort of that Agi boost, and as you say, without BKB, it seems pretty impossible. You know, it feels you need more than a Manta dispel to survive these team fights. And what are you even dispelling with the Manta? I guess just the Earth Spirit Silence. That's really it.
Yeah, and just like Manta dodging maybe some type of crazy combo or something like that, like a Centaur, Blink Centaur Stomp. You can Manta dodge it decently, but even then, it's like
he's gonna need so much.
I think he's feeling that pressure.
Sure.
He feels he just needs to be super farmed to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, Manta, of course, it's going to be better for the farming, you know, but it actually boosts the movement speed and attack speed to clear the camp. So if anything, it sort of just says he's going to get the Manta, then he's going to get. I mean, I mean, does he really? You know, does he have to get BKB as well? Because then
he definitely needs it this game.
So you got to get the Manta, you got to get the BKB, and then he's going to get some damage. I get, but then at that point, he's probably getting Scardy, which obviously is a great item to have. But then it's still like, well, then you need the item afterwards, the Butterfly Daedalus or MKB really, until you can really threaten heroes like Boom through the BKB, which is, you know, it's completed here. 13 minutes in, got the BKB on the SF. Viking feeling very strong.
It's go time. They've got the Blink on Blink on the Centaur, BKB on Shadow Fiend. Again, they get these double item timings just like they did last game. Shad almost has BKB too, so they're going to be so fight ready. And Chicken Fighters, they're not going to be fight. They're going to be farm ready.
Yeah,
for the
they've got to keep farming.
The rest of them are not going to be able to toe-to-toe 4v5 versus these BKBs. It does feel like it's going to be really difficult for Chicken Fighters, unless they just delete a hero at the start of the fights.
Charlie, he's just TP mid.
Oh, he's just dead.
And that hurts, you know, they need Charlie farming his heart out. If he's not hitting creeps, then there's no progression really being made here by Chicken Fighters.
Nope, and Kezu, he sees Jibe. Another one. And that could just be enough for Roche, perhaps. Do they have Medallion? They have level 1 presence. They don't have a PA.
It's a little harder this game, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit missing. But they might run into more. Kezu, he has a hood. So Supreme really not wanting to go on him at all.
He's got to sneak out of here.
And now they're scouted.
Well, they're going for the Rift out. Have they got the damage to kill him before the Rift goes off? Oh, they try and kick him to the side. It was a good attempt. But Chessie will still make it out of there with Supreme. They can't quite put a stop to it or break away the play.
I mean, honestly, thank God for Chicken Fighters that they do. Because if they died there, that might just be game over. That would be so critical, them losing literally all 3 cores in the span of 40 seconds.
He's found himself a little extra play mid with the invis.
Beautiful. Easy.
I mean, this series, I mean, Boom, the second pick SF. Both games looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, these two teams just, like I said, they played for 7 hours together, Owen. They're very aware of how each other play. So Viking definitely having a really good footing, very good understanding, and Boom, he's feeling himself. He's super farmed. He has a Dragon Lance coming on the courier soon too. This is excellent item timings.
Well, Jibe, he's in trouble. At least he needs help, he needs backup, and he is going to get it. Chicken Fighters are here. Viking, they'll back off and respect that. Era trying to get a catch. Get the pit down onto the 3 of them. Supreme trying to head in, but held back by the cask bounces. Won't quite be able to grab any of Viking, as Viking are well and truly out of there.
It's just awkward for Chicken Fighter to ever punch back and make a play. Supreme does have to still be careful up here. But yeah, without the Blink Dagger on the Tiny, because they have an offlaner like Underlord, they have no way to start a fight. They have to just like waddle into the fight slowly and hope that Vikings just walks right back into them. But Viking, you know, they're ready to take the fights. As we said, Shad with his BKB, they have double BKB's Blink. These timings are all working out perfectly for them. And we do see Charlie, so Manta, and he's going to queue up the BKB next, as we expected.
And Kezu.
But they're just losing heroes left and right.
Well, they catch Era. Same time as Shad just takes out Jibe in the river on his own. 11-6, 4K lead. Yeah, it's going to be a heavy game here for Charlie. Can he on the Luna.
Not winning. 35% win rate across the DPC. Oh.
Wow. I'd say it's not an easy one to do it on. How's his items look? And he's got the about 1,300 away from the mountain. Indeed, yeah. BKB queued up next. So as you say, you know, going for the mountain of the Dragonlance, he is still going to have to play the farm game because he needs the BKB. He can't do anything before the BKB. But even then, he's going to turn up, pop BKB in the fights, and I think there's a high chance that Viking are going to say, now what?
Yeah, I think
what's he going to do? What can he do?
BKB,
yeah.
Stampede, Razor links him, and then you're like, oh my god, we can't break the link because he's faster than me. So it feels like it's going to be so hard for Chicken Fighters when that big fight, if it ever does kick off. I feel like it's going to be super complicated for them. Is it boom? He's chilling. Same build as last time. Chad actually cancels his TP. They want to stay down here. Yeah, it just feels so weird, right? Because like I see these Lunas, and it's like you're full physical, right? But they still take the they all take the talents because the
what talents you going for?
Are just so much better. So he just takes both spellcast talents, even though he's a straight physical carry. It just seems, you know, it's weird. It's Kazu. They're hunting.
Aramis, he's gonna go straight in. He's up on the high ground. He is pretty deep here, Aramis. Are they going to be able to help him out? They're not. Aramis will die for that. As he was scouting out the situation. Maybe Shaq can find some kills in return. Let's link off onto Chessie, but a good toss from Eric gets Chessie back to safety.
Okay. Not bad. Get themselves one kill, buying themselves time to farm. We see Supreme. He's got his BKB queued up after, and I think Chicken Fighter, just avoid fights until you can have that magic immunity on both of your cores to hope for the fight. And they do have ET at the end of the day. It is a very under-leveled
sure,
ET,
that amps
so
it up.
Will have the aura that if he's able to actually get into the fights. But yeah, it still is. These BKBs just feel like they're so impactful from Viking whenever the fight does kick off. This feels really difficult for positioning for such squishy heroes like fighters. Viking chilling. Boom. He has his crit finished. Picks up a Grove Bow with his Dragon Lance. This Shadow Fiend's going to be hitting from a mile away now. Charlie keeping up, though.
He is. He's right there behind Boom.
So what can he do with it?
I mean, he's getting the space. You know, only dying the once this game. He hasn't been caught that much at all.
Era he still doesn't have Blink on Tiny. It is so late. 19 minutes, still no way for them to actually initiate a fight. They can scout with ET Spirit, but Era, see, he's trying to farm top. He's like, I really need this Blink. Nice Firestorm. The bash on Boom too. He's dropping really low. Boom.
They got a Stampede as well. He nearly gets taken out by the right clicks. But now Shad's in with the run. They get the jump over to Supreme. Supreme, he's got the Yules to buy him some time. Shad is falling pretty low here. Shad is going to go down. Charlie, he's turning up. He's cleaning up.
And they're going to get... They can clean up Roche. Boom has to just not fight. Shadow Fiend has to run away. No HP.
They're going to get another Kezu. All right, here we have it. Chicken Fighters.
All right, and that might give him time to farm BKB with an Aegis, so Charlie's might be working. Boom. Huge mistake sitting in the pit, taking the full Firestorm.
That was pretty much his whole health. Aramis, he's going to... I think he's just giving away another life here.
I think he's just dead.
Okay.
All right.
Easy Roche. Chicken Fighters. They'll have it. Aegis on Charlie now.
Interesting.
And now he's...
This was my plan all along.
I mean, yeah. Boom. Just not fight ready whatsoever. Sitting at 200 HP. Popping the BKB. Nearly dying here. I think one more right click might have even got him. And they've got to do everything to save him. Then they try and scramble a team fight together. But at that stage, Chicken Fighters, they're in a much better position. There's no mid laner effectively on Viking GG's team fight.
Yeah, there is no mid lane. He's literally completely zoned out. That was very interesting series of events. As top Supreme will be able to survive, I think. Oh no, he's getting slowed by the Stampede.
Yeah, you're still on cooldown. He is speedy. He could chance it with a TP. Oh, he's away.
Top tower is under attack.
All right.
No Requiem. Chicken Fighters, they're finding
They're back.
the timing.
They're back, ladies and gentlemen. They're top of the net worth, Charlie. They are doing it. See if they can keep it going. And they've got this Aegis now. Maybe they can try and do something aggressive.
He's got BKB.
He's got BKB.
He's actually safe. And he
it's
still has
working.
to worry about links, but it's definitely working. Everything else, he's going to be really strong versus now. And what's ET got? ET almost has Solar Crest. And ET can actually start maybe waddling into the fights to apply that aura onto some heroes when their BKBs are gone. Some hope. Some big hope.
That's some absolute hope here, yeah, with that sort of fight that Charlie's able to just turn up to and get involved in pretty much 3 easy kills.
Hey, 19 now, too. What levels do we have on the cores on Viking? 15 and 16.
Dire structures are fortified.
He's certainly making this Luna work so far.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Can take down these objectives very quickly. I mean, with the Aegis on Charlie, it's going to be very hard for Viking to decide how they want to take a fight into this. They may just have to let Chicken Fighters get away with taking these towers.
It looks like it. I mean, Tier 2's dead. They're scared to fight versus this rallied Underlord and Luna now. With Aegis, just makes things much more complicated. And Luna literally picks up 2 full items pretty much after that whole Roche thing. So, totally different game than it was 5 minutes ago.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that whole move around the Roshan pit, they're definitely paying for it here, Viking.
And Era, who 19 minutes didn't have Blink Dagger, he nearly has Blink and Force now. So they actually will have a way to break the link now too, because of that from the Tiny. Starting to queue up the next few big items as well. Lotus Orb queued up on Chessie. If he can put it on the Luna, then they can never even link initially. BKB on Supreme.
And this butterfly is going to be super nice for Charlie. You know, you've not got any hero that wants to be buying an MKB really on Viking. The evasion is going to be very, very annoying to deal with.
Yeah, Boom can build it. It's not the worst on these DPS.
Sure, I guess, yeah. With
Shadow
yeah.
Fiends, but yeah.
It's going to take him
They're going
time.
for a huge wraparound. Chicken Fighters are smoked all in the back line. Supreme hiding himself really far away. It's just Charlie hitting buildings. Here we go.
Aramis is going to start scouting things out. They're moving in on towards Zera. See Supreme turn with the Lagoon onto Aramis. Aramis, he's still having to be played around there with the Yule Scepter. The Light Stroke Array comes down. They'll get the kill, but they've lost Charlie once. As Viking, they've taken down 2 around him as well. Charlie comes back in with the ultimate, but the BKB's ready on Shad. They're trying to chase Viking back up to the high ground. They'll catch Celery outside of the base. Charlie and Supreme, they're going to continue to try and push on forward. Oh, a nice mantra into the BKB. Charlie's able to dodge the hoof stomp and keeps pushing on. He takes out the tier 3 tower. He's going to use the rest of the BKB to TP out. He's away. Chessie also looking to get out with the Rift, and he'll make it out on top of it all.
Great fight.
Very nice. Yeah.
Decent wraparound, but Shad gets the full link onto Charlie, but Charlie's able to live. Nice BKB, a little Manta dodge too, and he's able to get himself away.
Yeah.
And it's 2 buybacks.
2 buybacks they have to use, and they still end up losing a tier 3 tower. So the net worth advantage pushing on here for Chicken Fighters.
Charlie gonna get very close to that next item very quickly off of these things too. Just get quick cleanup kills.
Yeah, we just see again here the start of the fight, a little bit all over the place. Able to quickly take down Charlie, but doing it a second time, it did not have the tools to do so. Even with a decent amount of damage built up on Shad, Charlie comes back. He's got all the damage fresh, ready to work with.
Boom had to BKB and just instantly pop Requiem. The Requiem actually kind of hits nothing because Charlie was dead during it. Shad did a great job of focus firing him. Some misspells from Viking, but a great opportunity seized from Chicken Fighters. Now up to 5k gold lead, and the Butterfly, he already got the Eagle Song now coming too. What a game this is now just rapidly turned into just around that one situation with Road. And bottom's going to constantly be this threat. Now that they lost tier 3, this is where Luna you open up, right? Because once that base, you start hitting these barracks, if Luna's actually able to set up these glaives, the bounces, they're going to be threatening, especially to squishy heroes like Witch Doctor.
Yeah, Viking have got to be so careful about their next move now. They don't get the jump on Charlie. Charlie is just going to take over each and every one of these team fights now. Nearly 4K ahead of Boom. They've got to deal with the Luna.
Supreme is fully caught up too.
Yeah.
Just off of these things. So sure, he died these 4 times, but he's even going for like the Scotty build versus the double ranged carries too. It's got to be very effective versus those BKBs in the range carry. Just the slow down. Yeah, they're starting to get so many items together. And yeah, that's the butterfly pretty much done. If he would like to disassemble his mask, the case, yeah, he's got butterfly. Oh boy. Chicken Fighters now with a huge timing themselves here. Solar Crest, Butterfly, all these other items now being finished up. Ooh, also an Elven Tunic for Charlie, so more evasion. They're going to have some physical damage issues to bring down the Luna.
And they really are. Like the Luna's going to be able to easily trade back. Even if they get a good static link onto Charlie, that just won't be enough at this stage with how farmed Charlie is.
If they can, maybe if he like BKB's full links and just kind of ignores him, but he might just die too quick. It's gonna be tough to reduce Charlie.
Oh, they get the jump on Boom. Boom has to put the BKB. Try and come in with the counter players. They run down Era. They'll take down one. The Requiem coming out as well, but Chicken Fighters, they've already been able to step out to the side. Supreme, he's in with the BKB, but Vikings able to step away. Kick back onto Jesse, keeping him in range of Shad. Aramis, he's got the further control. Rolls in, lands the roll. This time round, Viking, they're ready for the attempted jump there from Chicken Fighters as they take down the 2.
They're all so set up. And Charlie, nice patience. He doesn't pop the BKB. Aramis actually rolled onto him. He holds it. So he will have it if they try to make a move onto him now.
He's farming underneath vision, though. And he's a little scared of this. Has to put the BKB to run.
Okay, so now Viking do have a bit of a 60-second window to keep applying this pressure, keep looking for these kills. No Roche, though. 15 seconds until we find out if that's going to be up fast or not.
How's the MKB time? The MKB is going to be pretty close to done here on Boom, so...
Oh yeah, he actually does almost have it already.
He's picked it up pretty fast.
Yeah, he did pick up the rest of those pieces pretty quickly. Don't think Shad, you don't have to go for it as Shad. I think you go for the... I actually don't even like that he's IQ'd. I think we can get like AC or anything like that. Like any type of pickup would have been better. Like just Scotty or AC, something like that to counteract. Just full out about counteracting Luna. So I actually don't mind Scotty, but I don't think he needs MKB on Razor. Sorry.
And then
they have 2 headbands.
That is a good spot as well, yeah, from our observers.
Radiant's top tower.
A pretty nice one to have to. Are they making use of both of them? They are, right? Witch Doctor. Oh, just Witch Doctor at the moment wants it.
Yeah, they don't have anyone else who needs the cast range.
Still taken away. There's definitely people that would have liked it on the side of Chicken Fighters. Well, actually, yeah, maybe Lena. Well,
Lena even use it?
I guess Lena would rather have the enchanted quiver. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Maybe not. I mean, Chessie could.
Quiver's nice.
Brings more value for himself.
Oh, actually, no, maybe. Maybe Chessie would have taken it. Yeah, Chessie would have liked it. Yeah, we'll see. Having to run. I mean, you can't blame Charlie. He couldn't stick around to grab that.
No.
Had to get out as soon as he sees them heading his way.
Dire's middle tower.
They've gotten to the base. Vikings, you have to get back. The Luna starts hitting your buildings. Especially on the bottom side, it'll be problematic. Shad. Force the Yules. Link doesn't mean it's on cooldown now, though. 20 seconds. Charlie might see an opportunity to walk up. Pops the Manta, though, so not going to walk up the hill.
Yeah, it's still a little spooky. Last time we saw them go for this sort of move, they had the Aegis. So without it, well, a little harder for Chicken Fighters to head up here confidently.
And there we go. Boom. He's got the... Oh, his courier almost just died to bouncing glaives. He's going to have MKB finished. So they're going to smoke. They're going to look for the fight themselves with this timing. Because now he actually has ways to focus fire that Luna a little bit better. And if they can get the initial jump, if they can follow up with Chain Stun, they could still effectively remove Charlie. And here it comes. MKB coming out on courier. Chicken Fighters all rallied around high ground.
Yeah,
Crimson Guard
full Crimson, yeah.
That could be pretty nice, actually, for the damage.
Against the glaives, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, a Scotty picked up for Lena, so some good timings also on Chicken Fighters. That Scotty could be really effective if Supreme can keep himself up and just apply that slow onto both these range carries.
Oh, let's see. That's Aramis. Going to get the vision out to start the fight, but could be spotted here by Chicken Fighters. Aramis is actually going to still look to lead in. After he sees him go for his ward. He's pretty tanky, but I mean, is he really tanky enough? Ken's going to try and come in with the counter play. In for the wraparound. Boom, looking to come in from the side. They do get the link of onto Chessie, he's opting to take them out of it. He knows that with the link on Charlie, this is not a fun step, but he's been separated. Era is going to get left behind it as they'll take down Era, they'll take down Supreme, not able to make it back in time or within range of that rift.
I don't think Supreme expected the attack range from Boom. Just with this Enchanted Quiver and Dragon Lance and everything.
So much damage.
Times from super far away, too. And that's 55 seconds, no lead, he bought out.
They want to contest the Roche. They don't want to let Viking have this at all. Buyback comes out from Era.
They do have good ways to contest. They have the ET, so you can keep throwing the Spirit into Scout. But Viking, they're going to continue working on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little harder for Charlie to get stuck in. His BKB still on cooldown for 40 seconds. Chessie steps out. They're going to jump on him straight away. Chessie, he's got to get back up to the high ground. The cask bouncing around between all of them. The Death Ward's down. Chessie's going to fall. He's gone. He's got buyback, uses it immediately. They really don't want to let Viking get this Roshan, but they can't do anything about it. As Roshan falls, Viking get all the rewards. Kezu is even up onto the high ground, seeing he can get the grab on Terra, but Chessie will lock him down with the pit. But now,
such a huge fight from Viking, just taking out the Lina, like her not being in the fight, she just can't fight them, forcing that Charlie BKB too. You know, it looked psycho from Aramis, but it ends up working out beautifully with the way they initiate everything and set themselves up now with some great item timings too. Scotty now finished on the Razor to just break the carry. He's just going to keep just annoying the hell out of Charlie. Just a couple hits on him, keep linking him. It's going to make Charlie's life really complicated. And watch Supreme. I think he could have just ran away rather than running back into the rift, but he walks back in and gets hit like 3 more times and just dies. So
yeah, I think we're just steps back and gets hit by the Eye of the Storm from Shad and just picks up the kill.
Couple misplays coming in effect there.
And now back to a little bit of a lead here for Viking. Charlie may still be, he's king, he's at the top, 24k net worth, he's still massive. But the rest of the team's still slipping down around him. Supreme. Oh, they've got him. He's got to put this BKB and run, but Maledict's on him. He's absolutely dead. Supreme.
And now Jibe.
Also caught. Oh. What were the two of them doing up there?
Oh no, Supreme. Some massive mistakes coming out here. Again, 70 seconds now. Viking, they can sweep across the map.
Yeah, just yeah. Chicken fighters, they've got to be very, very scared of these movements now.
Yeah, Kezu's going to TP bottom. He's even just pinging out. He's like, let's go secret shop. Like, we know where they are. They're not playing their triangle. They're playing our triangle. Chessie. As soon as he spots, I actually like that move from Chessie. He plays ahead of the wave, ahead of where the Luna's playing, just so he can scout out if there is any movement from Viking. It's actually a heads-up play, because he knows he's safe with the Rift. So he'll see the movement. Charlie will back away. Viking, they'll just get to push out some lanes after that kill with the Lina, not able to find anything else. At least an outpost taken away.
Yeah, they can't let that happen again, though, chicken fighters. Losing a core like that. See what they can do in 20 seconds when Supreme's back up. Shad's going to start working on his MKB. Items continue to fly in for Boom. He's got a full Satanic done now as well. So whilst he might not have sort of the same saves as last game within that Omni Knight, he's definitely got a lot of ways to keep himself alive. Chessie, it's too much damage. It's too much damage here for this SF. Boom just cleans him up. Chessie out for the 80 seconds here. No buyback. They're still on cooldown.
He's very important too for this high ground defense. Yep. They at least do still have like ET. They have a lot of different ways to spam still, but that is painful. They do have also the shard on the Luna picked up, so we'll be able to spam with his Lucent Beam and the glaives that are very annoying. But constantly catching cores. This is multiple times now catching the Lina, the Underlord, a bit out of position here. Viking playing these last moments much cleaner than they did around that Roche area. And Boom's is huge. He's almost level 25 too on the Shadow Fiend.
Oh, Era. He tries to get in, but he's 3 shot here from Boom.
Clips too.
Boom. I mean, they take him down once, but this is why he's the man with the Aegis. He's more than happy for that to be committed on him. As now he's ready to move in Supreme. He's got to run. The damage is too much from Boom. Supreme buy some time here up in the air with the Yules, but as he comes down, Kezu's waiting for him. Who stomped down onto the 2 of them? Supreme's gone. He's 3 dead, no buyback. It's going to be up to Charlie here to push them away as Charlie turns towards Aramis, but Aramis has still got a roll to make it out of there. Celery also getting saved with the Force of the Glimmer. Celery is still alive. He's heading out of there. Jesse is coming to the front of the action, but then boom, just tears him apart. 3 hits over towards the Luna. Luna's gone. They've not got buybacks. It's probably going to be game right here as Viking. I mean, well, Chicken Fighters more so. They had a good shot this game. They brought it back around that Roche mess up from Viking. But then the rest of the game, it was just sort of back to business of making mistakes. And Viking, the series, it's theirs.
Bit of a weird series with some of the plays coming out. A little bit of a bizarre. So Chicken Fighter's not really able to find that fight after they have some decent ones. They just get completely broken from the initiations. I mean, Aramis, these ridiculously crazy rolls somehow end up working out.
It did, yeah. Yeah, the last few times it didn't matter. You know, just keep getting the information, giving the vision. And, you know, this time around, as we said, he didn't necessarily have the same sort of backup as game one, but boom, 10-0-14. A perfect game on the Shadow Fiends. You know, but to do that, you know, once when you pick it second, that's something. And then to get away with it twice, you know, doing it twice in the draft, you know, that just goes to show really how confident Viking, how confident Boom was in this series against Chicken Fighters. He knew that he was going to be able to pull it out, and he really did. Both performances pretty much immaculate. Even in this game, that bit in the pit, you know, Boom